to get clients and they're slipping through the cracks, and I help them to create a step-by-step process so they have more ideal clients saying yes to working with you. So that's who I am. But today is all about my friend and guest, Katja, and I want to introduce you to her. We have a great interview in store for you today, and she has a really fabulous challenge coming up, which she'll share a little bit about at the end. So let me just share a little bit about who Katja Rusanan is. She's a #1 best-selling author, transformational business coach, and creator of the Captivating Content Method. I love that. It's a step-by-step program for purpose-driven entrepreneurs to double, triple, or even 10x their engagement through story-based content. And for those of you who have been in my world, you know how important stories are, sharing client stories with your potential clients. So having a really powerful story is so critical, right? So after working as a supervisor in one of the world's leading business banks, so we share that in common, Katja, because I worked on Wall Street, she obtained 2 master's degrees in spiritual psychology and spiritual science. Wow, going from business banking to spiritual psychology.
Yes.
That was a huge shift. Wow, love it. Right brain, left brain, heart, head, right? Balance. It's all about the balance. So she's now dedicated her life to helping clients discover the power of personal stories and create a business they love. So welcome, Katja. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be here.
Oh, so I'd love you to share with everyone, like, how did you get to do the work that you're doing in the world? Like, what led you down this path that you're on now?
Sure, I love to share a little bit more about my jump from banking to coaching.
I'm curious. I'm very curious.
So when I got into working in one of the world's leading business banks, I was like, oh my goodness, this is best ever thing. And I was climbing the ladder. And I was getting to the position of being a supervisor. There were some conversations opening up to the door towards management too. But then I started to have this calling in my heart that I wanted to do something different. I want to help people other ways. And it just kept coming back. And I was like, oh my goodness, I am just now on the track, but I then have this calling. And it just got stronger and stronger. And I kept saying, go away. And I don't want to hear this, until I started to have pain in my chest area. And when you have pain in your chest area, you start listening a little bit closer. And I knew I needed to take the leap of faith and start the coaching business. So I did leave banking, and it was super scary, but I needed to follow my calling. It was like my body was saying, if you are not doing it, we stop. And when I did take the leap of faith, the pain went away, because my doctor said it was just stress, because everything was okay. But it can be so scary. So I did take the leap of faith. So that was my starting point towards the coaching, because I felt the calling in my heart.
Wow. Oh my gosh. So share just kind of like an overview of who you work with and how you serve them. So just people get an idea of what you specialize in and what your brilliance is.
Thank you for the opportunity. I love working with the purpose-driven coaches, experts, and entrepreneurs who have amazing gifts to share with the world, who have also said yes to the calling that they feel in their heart. And then I help them, first of all, sometimes we do have some stories that are holding us back, and we most likely talk a little bit more of my stories. What held me back from doing offers. So I want to now pass it forward, what I have learned on my journey, and help others to overcome those inner stories so that entrepreneurs can create this 6-figure business or beyond, and share the gifts, because we do need to share our journeys, share our stories, the lessons we learned, and also our offers, so that we can serve more people. And I often help people discovering the transformative story that they have, because that is a way to connect as well with their ideal clients, and finding a way how to communicate the story in a way that is relevant and resonates with their ideal clients and creates that connection that makes more and more people say yes to their offer.
I love what you just shared, because when I first started speaking, we had gone through bankruptcy and foreclosure, and I was really humiliated and embarrassed about it, and I never shared it. And then I said, I've got to share this with people because I need them to know I wasn't this person that always had everything together. I lost it all, and I figured out how to rebuild. I want to give people hope that they can do it too. And I started sharing when I was speaking live in person back in the day. And people would come up to me every single time. At least one person would come up to me and would say, Debbie, thank you so much for sharing your story with me, because I'm going through the same thing, or I went through a similar thing, and you've given me hope that I too can rebuild my life and my business and be successful. And my husband he was mortified that I was sharing this, because he's very private. And I said, you just got to trust me. We argued and argued and argued about it. And I said, you just have to trust me, because it's what's helping me connect with other people. So I love that. I just wanted to highlight that because it's so important.
Yeah, it totally is. And often we feel like, oh, we need to appear perfect. But it is often those moments when we struggle that connects, because it is just like, it makes us more human as well. That it's not only this polished upfront and everything is perfect. And then people feel like, I don't know how to connect because I am having all these challenges. But when we have that courage to share like you did, we often I had the same thing happening. Like people came like afterwards, thank you for sharing that, because it resonated with me or gave me hope, like you said as well. So yes, our stories are super powerful.
And they give people permission. When you share vulnerably, it gives people permission to share vulnerably as well. It kind of opens up the floodgates. Like people want to share, but they don't always feel comfortable. But when you share, it gives them permission, and they feel more comfortable that they can also share. So it creates such incredible connection and trust and rapport, especially when you're, talking with somebody one-on-one. But even if you're speaking to a group, it still creates that like trust factor. Like, wow, they're being that vulnerable. She's being that vulnerable to share that story. I want to get to know her more. I want to work with her, kind of thing. So I love what you're teaching and sharing about. So what would you say is like one of the most important things that you've learned over the years about making offers? Because I find, when I first start working with clients, whenever they get to making the offer, like when they're speaking, it's like the energy shifts and they get all wonky and like things get derailed. Like I was like that at the beginning too. I remember that. It's like I was fine when I was sharing the content, and then when I got to the offer at the end, like everything would go out of whack, right? So share what you found to be the most important thing.
Well, there is plenty, but one of the things when you were sharing your journey, I totally can relate. I was also very uncomfortable inviting people into something. I was like, ooh, all the self-doubt was coming up. But one of the things as well, and this is a huge mistake that I hear so many people who are coming from heart to make. So I'm going to share that here. And I did this too. We talk about, because we love our methods, we love the ways how we serve people. So we talk about the journey instead of the destination.
Right.
So we talk about how we're going to get the results that the people want. And we talk about, oh, I'm doing NLP and it works like this. But we are not that much focusing on the results that we can help people to gain, because that's the thing makes them excited. We are excited about our methods, all the amazing things we have studied on the way. So it is really, we are trying to sell the journey instead of the destination. And it's kind of like if you would be selling a travel, so you would talk about the airplane trip and how the airplane is created and all these things instead of where you are going. So that was one of the things that I realized, like, okay, I need to start with the end in mind when I'm creating offers instead of the journey.
That is such a great analogy. People don't care about how you're going to get them there. They just want to know, where are you going to get them? What's the ultimate result? Like, what's the experience going to be like after they work with you? So I love that. So the most important thing then is focusing on the results, focusing on the benefits, and not on the process and how you deliver it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I hear this
That's
all
right.
the time when I'm helping clients create their "what do you do" response. It's all about, like you said, I'm an NLP practitioner and I'm going to do this and this and that. People don't care about that. They just want to know, how am I going to feel after I work with you? Or how's my business going to look, or whatever it is. I
Yes.
love that. So what is something that you struggle with or have struggled with in the past when it comes to making offers? What was the biggest thing for you?
For me, it was actually making offers. It was like, I when I left banking, I was like, okay, universe, I'm here. I did my part. So bring me the clients. I'm open. I received them. But I needed to play my part there too. I actually needed to make an offer so that people could say yes to it. And I was like, okay, where are the clients? And then I might put something on social media or send an email. And then I got like, oh, discouraged because there wasn't a reply. And I took those personally. And I did not think about, like, oh my goodness, okay, I might need to actually have a campaign to promote my things or put it out there more and tweak the languaging, how I'm talking about it, taking it as as a feedback and not taking it personally that it's something is wrong with me, because it did not help, because my family was not very happy when I did the leap of faith. So after a while, they were looking what I was doing and they started asking this question: when are you starting to apply jobs? And I was like, I'm not. This is what I want to do. Support me,
Yeah.
please.
Right.
And of course, they got worried because they saw me working so hard and trying to study all the things. Because when I left banking, I thought, like, how hard can it be to start a coaching business? If I can master like very complicated and complex banking programs, like the behind the scene banking programs, so how hard can it be to start a coaching business? Please do not ask that question ever, because universe will show you. And I realized then, like, yes, you need then having a guidance, how you are making offers, how you are presenting what you do in the world. Because I come from Finland, I am normally like pretty straightforward. This is what I do. You want it or not? But I realized then that yes, people need to get to know again, like you mentioned earlier, talking about the benefits of working with you and talking about the destination where you can lead them. So then I hired a business coach to help me, support me on the way, to show me like how to share. But a long time I was trying on my own because I thought, like, I need to figure this out. And until I realized there is an easier way to just learn from others and learn from what works for them, what mistakes they had made, and then create my way. And that is really what want to help now with the other heart-centered entrepreneurs out there, because I know they have such a beautiful gifts to share in the world. But it is really a key element is learning how to make those offers and like getting your work out there to the world so that you are not the best kept secret in the universe. Because if you don't have clients, you're not really serving, you're not really fulfilling your calling. And it can be so frustrating. Believe me, I was there. And now I just want to offer help for others on their way.
I love that. I actually feel that if we don't make an offer, we're doing people a disservice, because if they have a need, if they're struggling with something that we can support them with, and we don't invite them to work with us, they could continue to suffer with that thing that we can help them with.
Yeah.
And so we really need to get over our own stuff, right? And just invite them. And if they say no, they say no, and that's
Yeah.
up to them. All we need to do is make the invitation, like you said, to share the benefits and the results so they know how their life can change by working with us. And then let go of your attachment to results, and whatever they say, they say. But we've got to make the invitation. It's like we
That's
have a
right.
moral responsibility. Do you agree with that?
I do, and I love what you said. Like, this is something I have heard from others too. Like, when you are making invitation, you are actually doing a service. It is disservice if you are not, because then you are not giving these people opportunity to work with you. And that really shifted my mindset too, because I have worked in sales as well before, and I was like, oh, I don't want to be that sleazy salesman who's trying to just get people to say yes no matter what. And I just needed to change that mindset. Like, I'm actually serving people, I am offering something that is valuable, and it can change their life if they say yes and get the support they need. So it is again the mindset, how we look at things and how we find our way to do things the aligned way, the way that is resonating with us. So I
Exactly.
think that's super important, to find the words that resonate with you when you are making the offer. And yeah, there are some principles you want to follow that has been proven that they do work. So that having that combination and creating offers that are aligned with you and your energy and the work that you do, so that you can then attract the clients you are meant to serve.
Love that. Absolutely love that. And for those of you who are listening live, if you go over to my timeline on Facebook, you can post any questions you have, and we can actually have Katja answer them now. If you're watching this as on the replay, then please post your questions down below as well, and Katja will come back in later and respond. Okay, so we want to make sure we
Sure.
serve you guys and that you can get your questions answered. But I'm going live in 5 different places, so I can't check all of the places. So the best place to go right now, if you're listening, is my timeline on Facebook. Okay. So why do so many coaches and healers and experts struggle with their offers? Like what goes on for them?
It, it is one thing that I have found that is a key here is when I started and when we are sharing our offers, invitations, we might want to share a lot, and we might have a lot of things that we want to bring forward, and there is one thing missing, and that one thing is clarity. Like, that you are clear what you offer. Because if you are offering all kind of things and saying things in variable ways, people get confused. And what happens when people get confused? Confused mind does not want to make decisions. It's kind of like, oh, let me digest what I just heard, and let me get back to you. And most often they won't, because it's just like, I just did not get it. I got lost on half of the way when people were making that offer. So the clarity is a key, and there are really like elements that you need to have clear in your mind. And when you have that clarity, it's so much easier to make that offer, because many struggle with the confidence. And for me, what helped me personally was to have that clarity. This is what I'm offering. I have my ducks in a row. I know what I say. I know what the offer is. I know what the value is. And having that clarity brings you the confidence, because you know what you are sharing. You know how you're going to share it. And then it is to go out there. And sometimes you might need to have that little push from someone, or maybe you have a friend, maybe you have a coach that supports you to really go out there and share that message. Because often many are holding themselves back not to share. But that offer clarity will bring you ease, I promise.
I love that. So you're really talking about really being prepared in advance of like the one thing you're going to offer. Don't offer 10 things because a
Yes.
confused mind doesn't buy, right? Did I get that right?
Totally, because if you have multiple offers and multiple things, and then you do this, but you do also this, and people are like, I don't know, that's too much. So let me just go somewhere else where I know what I get. So
I actually was on a call once where this coach did a training, and she was very, very experienced coach. She's been in business forever. She probably has a multiple six-figure business. At the end, she must have offered 3 or 4 things, and the links all went in the chat on Zoom. And we were all like, what just happened? Like, so yes, one thing, clarity on what it is, and be able to say it's a workshop, it's a 5-week program, or like I even find that, clients when they start coming, working with me, when they make an offer, like I don't even know what is this a workshop? Is this a program?
yeah,
Like, what is it? Right. So having that clarity is so important. So I love that. Um,
yeah.
so what's the one thing is there something else you wanted to say?
Yeah, that's just when you were sharing that, it came to my mind like one of the things, because it might be clear in our head, because of course you know your work. So one thing is good to practice saying it out loud. You might want to write down the main points you want to make, because sometimes our mind is slippery slope. It's all good in our mind, but when we communicate it out, it might not come out that clear. So that's why prep yourself, write it down. It will help you.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I was going to ask you to share a tip of what people can do to take, the first step to overcome that challenge, and you just shared it. Is there anything else
Yes.
that you want to leave people with today? Any morsels before we start wrapping up?
Yeah. And another tip is to test it out. Like check. And then if you have a colleagues, or if you have people in your ideal audience that are more like friends, you can test out your offer. Say like, hey, how does this sound? And ask feedback. And if you are sharing your offer and there is crickets, there is a friend of mine is calling like clarity crickets. Like if nobody says yes, it's just feedback. It is okay. Maybe I tweak something, then I test it out again. So don't give up, because I know your work is needed. It is just finding a way to communicate that it resonates and it feels that it is what your ideal clients want. And this is a key point as well, what they want instead of what they need. Because if you have the training as a coach, you might know what they need, but it might not always be what they want. So you want to focus on what they want so that you can deliver what they need.
I love that. It's so brilliant. So brilliant. Yeah, they have an idea of what they think, what they want, but what they really need, they're not even aware of. But
Yeah.
you can see that. So I love, love, love that. So I know you have an amazing challenge coming up. Please share with us, what the challenge is about and what people will get out of, what benefits they'll get out of being part of your challenge. And then I'll share the link in the down below later. I don't think I can share it here now, but I'll see if I can. Yeah.
Beautiful. So I am offering Nail Your Next Offer. It is a 5-day challenge where you get my support to gain that offer clarity that we have been talking about, because it's really a key for you to get more yeses, to get more clients, and also bring you the confidence and ease to share your offer. So, what will happen in that during the 5 days? You will get clarity of the 5 key elements that you have to have in your offer. If you are missing some of them, your offer just does not work. So you need to have those 5 key elements clear. So I will give you the framework. So you have how to, you can follow the how to and create your offer, whether it's your first offer or whether it's your next offer. It will bring you that ease.
Wow.
And we also will talk about naming, because that is something at least a perfectionist like me sometimes gets stuck how to name. So I have a formula for there as well that will support you. And then uh, you will find also ways how to communicate, because we talked a lot about how to communicate the offer in a way that resonates. This is a place where you get support from me and a loving community as well, to get that feedback in a safe place so that you are ready then to go out there and share your message. So it is 5 days. You will get each day a video with me from me that is short. I know you are busy and I come from Finland, so I go straight to the point. It's under 15 minutes each day. And then there is an assignment that helps you to put down your offer that will get more yeses. So that is what's in the Nail Your Next Offer 5 Day Challenge.
Oh my God, that is awesome. And I just remembered that I posted for those of you who are watching this on YouTube or on Facebook, the link is already there. I posted it with the announcement for this interview. So you already have it. And please participate. When does it start, Katja?
It starts on Monday. So you can just jump in straight and get everything that you can get started. And again, I know sometimes we are like, oh, but I have so many things. You really do want to do this thing, because this is the way for you to get more clients.
Yeah. If you're not making offers and you're not making powerful offers, you're not going to get clients. And I love what you said about being authentic, because lots of client coaches, including myself, I provide scripts and templates, but I always say to people, these are my words. This feels authentic to me. It has the words that you say have to be in alignment with who you really are, right? Like they have to feel authentic, or else it won't resonate with your listener.
Yeah, because every time you say something out, it just does not feel like you. So you need to find those words, and I'm all about alignments. I really get that. The energy needs to be behind your words. And it is, again, an opportunity for you to get support to find those things. And in one of my days, there is a way as well with the also pricing. We talk about pricing, that we find the aligned price point. All of this is magic when it all comes together. It just brings you that extra level of confidence when it's your offer is aligned with you.
Totally. I totally agree. Any last minute thoughts? Any other wisdom you want to share before we say goodbye today?
Sure. Thank you for the opportunity. I'd love to share with you that just believe in you. Your gifts were given to you for a reason. You have talent, you have this unique calling, and there is a way for you to share your work with the world. And I'd love to be part of that journey to support you to find a way to communicate the value of your offer so that you can serve more people and create the impact that you desire in the world.
Ah, beautiful. And I could, it's so clear to me why we've aligned to support each other, because your mission and values and your language just so resonates with me and what I share as well. It's just, we are we're helping, entrepreneurs to share their gifts and get their message out. And like you said, make the impact that they desire. So I just love that. Thank you so much, Katja, for taking the time to be here with us today and to share your wisdom. I'm so excited to join into your challenge and learn and see what you're up to. It's going to be super fun. And again, everyone who's listening to the replay or live, just post let me just see if there's anybody really quickly here that is on my timeline that has a question. And if not, we will wrap it up. Let me just refresh my screen. I've got split screens going on here. I just want to see if anybody jumped on that wants to ask a question. Okay, we have no questions right now. Okay, all right, everybody, please click on the link, join Katja's challenge, and we'll see you I will see you next week. Thanks, Katja, so much. Bye for now. Bye-bye.
Bye.